As a businesswoman, Meghan Markle is a catastrophic embarrassment. I mean, it's just even offensive for her to use the term, oh, I'm a founder, I'm a businesswoman. Meghan, you have no business. Your business is an epic train wreck of your own making. You did not think about scalability. You didn't think about sustainability. What the heck were you doing this entire time? She claims she has been working on this thing as ever for a year, when I would argue she'd been working on it for a month before it launched. This is the worst thing I have ever seen, especially from somebody who has all the resources in the world to make a sustainable business. So either behind the scenes, Meghan Markle has no money for this, even though she has Netflix as an investor, or the sheer incompetence of Meghan Markle truly does know no bounds when it comes to running a business. And this thing is not sustainable at all. And in fact, this is the kiss of death for it. And guys, I was on top of it and actually filmed this morning. So I did not see that Meghan Markle finally announced another revamp or more products coming to her site until after I had filmed this video. So much more on Meghan Markle's appalling communication strategy coming your way very soon. Who knows within 2025 if people will care as much about Harry and Meghan every year that they are continuing to be in the public eye, their public reputations tank more and more and more. I don't think more time is actually a helpful bit here, but just on a business front, it is awful. And we are going to go into all of this today because oh my gosh, I've never seen something quite as horrifically awful as ever as a brand. The name is bad, the founder is bad, the mind behind it is bad, the products are bad, everything about it is bad. And Meghan Markle clearly has no idea what she's doing. And even despite talking to founders, including Tina Knowles, Meghan Markle has learned literally nothing. Nothing. So we are going to get into this last quote unquote bonus episode of the podcast. I'm sure she begged and pleaded Tina Knowles to be on. But if you haven't been to Royal News Network before, my name is Brittany. I provide compelling royal commentary and also a lot of business analysis when it comes to As Ever. So if you guys want to hit that subscribe button, I would love to have you back. We do have some other royal news in a section I like to call the Crown Report. We do have Princess Anne, who had been in Barbados for the weekend, celebrating the 70th anniversary of the Barbados Olympic Association. We also have an upcoming engagement between Prince William and the Duchess of Edinburgh. So they will be attending the Royal Cornwall show together on Friday, June 6th, which is also Sweden's National Day. And apparently they will be seeing Princess Sophia of Sweden. She will briefly open the palace with Prince Carl Philip, her husband, before not attending most of the rest of the day's ceremony. She just gave birth to her fourth child earlier this year. You also have Queen Maxima opening up a new focus clinic in Bremen, in a Dutch place I don't think I could pronounce very well. And it's increasing the care of the greater Rotterdam region. And of course, she's wearing a rather colorful ensemble because that is definitely Queen Maxima. And we also have Crown Princess Victoria, her husband's Prince Daniel, and their increasingly grown-up daughter, Princess Estelle, inaugurating a new work of art in the sculpture park of the King's Garden. So I really do think she looks lovely. And we also have some pictures of Savannah, Ilsa Phillips, and Mia Tyndall attending the badminton horse trials. And it looks like Miss Savannah is very into horses, as the entire back of her phone consists of horse pictures. So I think we have a lot of passion there within the family. Of course, the British royal family. Savannah and Ilsa are the great-granddaughters of Queen Elizabeth through Peter Phillips, Princess Anne's son. And we also have King Felipe is the 1,000th guest on the Museum del Prado web series, talking about a painting, this one celebrating members of his family. So it's really cool that he could be the 1,000th guest there. So very exciting things here. And oh, and I did want to shout out Ana Lucia Diamonds and my gorgeous diamond hoops here and my necklace, my rings. I sometimes don't change out my jewelry too much because I love Ana Lucia stuff so much. I have these little studs here and I just keep them in all the time. I'm getting ready to travel again, so I will be putting my studs in. And I love my studs as well because they're so classy. These are classy too, but my studs actually screw in, so it takes them a while to get on and off. So it's like once they're on for a while. So guys, if you're interested in checking out Ana Lucia, they're lab created diamonds at a great price, also female founded and much better run than Meghan Markle's horrifically awful business. So if you want to check them out and support them and Royal News Network, there's a link up above. And if you use code ROYAL20, you shall save 20%, which is a fantastic, fantastic deal there. All right. This podcast. I mean, every time Meghan Markle opens her mouth, it just gets worse. The business situation just gets abysmally worse. And she's trying to happy talk this thing. And I'm like, Meghan, there is nothing to happy talk here. This is a disaster. Anybody who knows anything about business is like, what the heck are you doing? I mean, this is embarrassing that Netflix is attached to you. Embarrassing. And I will say, of course, mistakes happen in business. Happens all the time, especially in new entrepreneurs. I know I've made a lot of mistakes and those sorts of things. But Meghan is in the place where she should be able to hire the best people in the world to create the best business of the world to have a Hailey Bieber outcome, which means that she is able to sell her company to another for millions, if not billions of dollars, as is in the case of Hailey Bieber and her brand Rode. Meghan Markle's not doing that. In fact, I mean, there's nothing to sell because there's literally nothing to this business. There's nothing to this. It's just Meghan Markle endlessly word salading. It's just endless word salad. And oh, I love my daughter more than my son. That's also in there because she wants to start a business with Lily. You know, who cares about Archie? It's all about, the women. Like Meghan, again, is a feminist who hates men. That's the kind of feminist she is. So we see how she treats Harry. I mean, she hardly mentions Archie. It's more about how Lily is going to be the legacy, not her children, her daughter. That's it. That's all she seems to care about. She talks about her son from time to time, but I'm just saying what we've heard from Meghan Markle herself. Anyways, but this final guest of Tina Knowles seems to be a desperate sort of, you could say, death cry of this podcast. And I've been looking today, guys, and I have not seen this podcast really move much. Now, we might get something later, and so I might update this video at a later time after I finish filming and when I'm editing and I see the updated of how this episode maybe pulled the podcast a bit higher. But honestly, I've no idea. Everything has been a flop. Like, I can't underemphasize that enough. It's a flop, like a catastrophic failure here. It's hard to describe. Like, when I look at this business, I'm like, I was embarrassed as an American to see her behavior in the royal family. And as a businesswoman myself who created something out of literally nothing, I am hugely embarrassed by Meghan claiming to be a founder, an entrepreneur, a businesswoman, because that is not what she is. She's play acting and failing miserably at it. So let's listen to at least part of the podcast. I kind of debated whether or not to listen to it, but I really do think I need more. So it'll probably be not the whole thing. We'll probably skip around as necessary, but I just was like, oh my gosh, like how are you this bad? How are you this bad? How do you have all the resources in the world and can't get your crap together? I don't understand. And her talking about, I shed so many tears. Like, yeah, because you were probably frustrated with yourself and your business people after things failed and failed because they kept trying your ideas and they sucked because your products mostly suck. They just do. So let's go ahead and get into it. And we also have a follow-up article in Marie Claire with another picture from her, like an outtake from her photo shoot for this podcast. It's like, Meghan, nobody cares about the outtakes of the pictures from your photo shoot. Products, Meghan, products. I know you keep saying SKUs. Do you know anything about SKUs? Inventory? Anything? You know nothing. And it shows. It's looking really, really bad. Like, truly, anyone who has half a business mind should be horrifically embarrassed by the awfulness that is Meghan Markle, especially women. She's embarrassing. Hugely embarrassing. Okay, so let's begin with this. Unbelievable. And I also got to say too, guys, you'll notice that it's 2 minutes and 54 seconds here. The episode really doesn't start until 3 minutes. And so you have ads and then the intro, and it's 3 minutes. Now, granted, I do the Crown Report and I have my own little intro, but seriously, like the intro of just like the general intro of the show. So you don't even get into any meat. And I would say again that this is a meatless word salad until at least 3 minutes in.
There's something incredible about a young woman who is willing to roll the dice on herself be an entrepreneur and build.
That's not what you've done, Meghan. That's not what you've done.
Say you're in your 20s and you start doing that. Let's say you're in your 30s. Let's say you do that in your 30s and 40s as a working mom and you're trying to figure it out. There is something where I just put my hands up and applaud all of you who are doing the thing.
Then do the thing, Meghan. You're embarrassing. You're embarrassing to all business women out there that you claim that role and title at this point. You're an embarrassment. So don't applaud us. Please, please. We don't want you in our club.
And then there is something that gets a standing ovation. And that is when you are in your 70s and you say, I'm still going to build.
If she's talking about Tina Knowles, again, Tina Knowles has endless resources to throw at something. Like endless. That's not impressive to me. That's not impressive to me that a woman with a lot of money, wants to start another business. I do not find that impressive. She's already proved herself. Like, if you are my grandmother in your 70s and you start a great business, I applaud you immensely. But you're Tina Knowles, your daughter is Beyonce, and by your 70s, you're internationally well known. So yeah, you have like, what?
And I'm still going to invent and I'm still going to create.
Real people do that all the time, Meghan. Like, there's some professors who profess, work until their 80s or 90s. There's some people who do that because they're dedicated. They're not like you. They're not flaky and lazy like you. Just saying.
That is next level entrepreneurship. And that is why I am.
And if you're that impressed by that, when it comes to like Tina Knowles of all people, shows me again how little Meghan knows about business.
She is proof that being a mama mogul is not just a title. It's a blueprint for building something that lasts across generations. Here she is.
So that was about a almost 2-minute intro of just Meghan talking about Tina and the breathy and the trying to like faux a sense of like anticipation or something. Her ridiculous kind of breathy talking is just, I find very obnoxious.
I went to B's concert a couple of years ago. She said the kindest things. And I just wanted her to know how much it meant to me.
So that's sort of interesting is that B said the kindest things and I wanted you to know how much it meant to me, which kind of symbolizes to me that Meghan doesn't have a direct path to Beyonce. She doesn't have a direct path and she has to express it to her mom. And granted, people do that in a way, but I get the sense from how she worded it that she really, again, doesn't spend that much time around Beyonce. Because Beyonce, very smartly, I mean, you just stay away from Meghan. You just do. Her toxicity infects everyone.
And Tyler talks about you. He loves you. Tyler Perry. He's a really good friend of mine.
Yes. Well,
it was almost kind of funny that she had to say Tyler and then Tyler Perry as if Meghan didn't know which Tyler it was. How good of friends are you then? How good of friends are you? And then why did Tyler look a little bit annoyed with Meghan at his big event? Again, being associated with Harry and Meghan brings nothing but misery for most people. Best to just stay away. I'm just saying.
He's a good friend to have. He's the most extraordinary soundboard. And even, it's interesting for us to be sitting down talking about business because he is that person that when I have questions about business
then why is your business so crappy, Meghan? He is a very successful businessman and you are not. Why don't you ask him questions? Just asking.
Just when you feel.
Oh, stop with the guys, you'll notice most of the time I try to, and I don't always succeed. I try to remove my breaths because I find them very annoying. I find Meghan Markle's and like breathing so obnoxious here. I just
for an uplifting. I'm
born in September, right?
Yeah,
In Virgo season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm in August this year. So we'll both be 44 this year.
Are you a Virgo too?
I'm a Leo. H is
oh dear God. I mean, I'm sorry. I just had to say I'm not a fan of using your zodiac to determine anything. It's your place in the stars. It means literally nothing. It's when you were born and where the stars were, like a thing. And the last one, it was all about, the universe told me this, the universe told me that. Okay, that's like just divination, people. Like, stop. There's nothing of depth to these people. That's what I'm getting at. They're shallow, vain, and vapid. That's the people Meghan Markle attracts, are equally shallow, vain, and vapid people. And yes, some of them are massively successful. I won't deny that at all. Like, you can be that and be successful. Meghan Markle is not that. She's shallow, vain, and vapid, and she's incompetent.
Virgo.
You're a Leo. Okay.
My mom's a Virgo. Age is a
Oh,
Virgo.
really?
I'm surrounded by Virgos.
Oh, okay.
Virgo season.
So that's like saying I'm surrounded by redheads. Like, it means nothing.
And obviously as a working mom, but as a female entrepreneur, which is why I'm so happy we get to talk and have this bonus episode for people who are listening.
Meghan, stop talking about being a mom. You have a nanny, you have housekeepers, you have people to do literally everything for you. You are not the average mom out there grinding it on a 12-hour, let's say, nursing shift, going home, managing your kids, helping your husband and manage the household, those type of things. You're not doing that. So stop going, oh, I'm a mom. You probably leave half the parenting to your nannies. Okay. I'm just, don't know that for sure, but I would say she is admitted to one nanny. I would bet you there are two at least. And yeah. So this whole thing of, oh, I'm a mom, it should be offensive to other mothers who are working. It should be offensive. This woman can do whatever she wants, and she has no clue what your struggles are as a mother and a parent. Really, she doesn't in a lot of ways. Now, everybody, of course, has similar parenting issues. I'm not saying that. But in terms of actually managing being a working mom and the challenges of the home and everything, Meghan Markle has no idea what the average woman experiences.
Especially young women who want to start something. Do you think you have to find yourself first and then be able to find your business? Or you can find your business and through that business, you start to find yourself?
Kind of a dumb question. But I would say you need to know, you need to have a vision for what you want. Meghan Markle's problem with her business is that she has no vision. She has no idea what she wants. And she has no identity because her identity constantly flips between what she thinks works that day. And so she's Duchess of Sussex one day, Meghan another day, Meghan Sussex a different day. Or even maybe in some point, Meghan Spencer. Like, the woman has no idea what she wants. And because of that, she can't create a business. I do think there is something there that you have to have a vision for a business. You have to know what you want. You have to know what you want to achieve. Meghan knows nothing, which is why her businesses are failing.
I think it's the second one. I think that you start your business and then you find yourself. It gives you confidence that you didn't have before.
But you have to have a good idea. You don't just start something randomly and just go, So when I started this channel, and again, I use myself as an example quite a lot. And I know a couple of people have complained, but hey, this is all I got, guys. And what I've experienced is I had a clear vision. I knew what I wanted to achieve. I knew what I wanted things to look like. And yeah, we've had some changes as time has gone on, but at the core, I knew what I wanted. And I think that's important. And I think I knew who I was or knew what vision I had. Yes, you can evolve with your business and your personal life can evolve with the business, of course, but you have to have a firm foundation in some ways of who you are. You don't just start and let the business determine and dictate your identity to you. I think that's a recipe for failure. You have to know what you want. You have to know what you want to achieve. And I think those type of businesses tend to be more successful than the flip side.
It gives you creativity.
But you have to have creativity to begin with. Meghan has no creativity. That's why her businesses are failing. She has no creative bone in her body. I'm sorry, she doesn't. As far as I can see, I don't see a lot of creativity. Yeah, she can make a nice flower arrangement. Yeah, that's somewhat on the creativity spectrum, but she wasn't a good actress, which required creativity. And I think she's not a good businesswoman or not a good even producer of series, which also requires a level of creativity. She doesn't have creativity. It's not her gift.
And you just feel accomplished. Now, I don't think that I would have gotten that had I not had the hair salon. That's where I learned to be a business person. I learned to be a boss.
I mean, that's good advice. You have to scale up from where you're at to where you want to be. And you do need to have some foundational experiences. And so I agree. That's decent there.
I learned to take care of business.
Time ago, I remember carrying him out there, and I was just like, and also we evolve as women,
Absolutely.
And the chapters of being a mother evolve. I mean, Archie turns 6 tomorrow.
Meghan, that's embarrassing, honey. It's a little laugh is embarrassing. And Meghan, let's be honest, you care more about your daughter than your son. You constantly talk about leaving a legacy to your daughter, uplifting your daughter. You don't seem to care about your son that much. I'm just saying.
He is now 6 years old. We had his birthday party
Oh my
yesterday.
goodness.
But you look up and
Okay, why are we talking about his birthday? It just, again, this is a lot of Meghan talking about Meghan, not letting her guests talk all that much.
And once you figure out the need and you make your business special, I think you got to go.
yeah,
That's a great point. You need to figure out what your business is, what makes it special. Meghan hasn't done that. There's nothing special about her business. Her products are mediocre at best, kind of sucky at worst. So because of that, there's no sustainability to the brand. Half of the orders were from journalists to try things out. And there just weren't even that many people talking about it. There was nobody selling this stuff online. Although I bet you I could sell those empty tins to a Meghan Markle stan and maybe make some money. Because some poor sucker is probably really bummed that they missed out on this nonsense.
You can give people that they didn't have. And it caught on so fast because there were many women that were like me that didn't want the rest of that experience.
So again, creating a unique and interesting product, Meghan, again, has not done that.
So, yeah.
I think that's part of it. So it doesn't necessarily have to be reinventing the wheel. And that's
No.
important for people to hear because right now I think it's in the authenticity that you find your originality.
Exactly.
And Meghan has no authentic bone in her body. But again, you also need to create something new, original, interesting. We have, especially in the field that she was in, like there's just not that much variation in how you can make a jam. There's just not. So this idea that this was going to be a staple of her brand is insanity. It's just not a good idea.
I was on Suits for 7 years and I remember so many other actresses, especially when you're in that grind.
Yes.
They said, you are going to fry your hair. And
Yeah.
everyone was recommending that I should start wearing wigs.
I think it's funny that Meghan's talking about that. And there's, of course, so many people who talk about her wearing wigs. I don't care one way or the other. Although I will say, again, my standard has always been pretty much do what you want, but don't lie and say it's your real hair when it's fake hair. That would be my line there. But a lot of actresses do that, like Nicole Kidman does it, like a lot of them do, because of the damage that can be done to their hair and especially various dyeing. But to me, for Meghan, it was more of like a vanity thing because she probably could have benefited from maybe wearing wigs a bit more, but I would believe she would be too vain for that.
Never ended up doing it.
Right.
By the way, if I was in that industry longer, I understand why you need to protect your hair in that way.
Yeah, because who wants to
But Meghan's still frying her hair. Her hair can look really bad sometimes. She's still frying it either way. Like, let's be honest.
Very similar restrictions and
Right.
nuance as when you're looking at FDA, as when you're looking at compliance for beauty, people that do skincare and sun creams and all of that, I think.
So Meghan's talking about FDA. So she's definitely, I'm sure, thought through some of the stuff she wants. So
And you can say, oh, I made this in my house, like you with your egg whites
Yeah.
and your olive oil. And I'm going, I just picked these strawberries and it's so great. Look, I
Right.
put a little bit of sugar and some
oh my gosh.
fire lemon. And you try to scale that
Oh,
up.
yeah.
So you don't know how to scale that up? Well, that's why you hire professional, competent people. Meghan Markle. It's not hard. It's not hard.
And you're wanting to manage expectations, but you want to share the thing you've worked so hard on.
Right.
She didn't even sell a strawberry jam. She's talking about strawberry jam, which she sold us raspberry spread. Does Meghan not know the difference between raspberries and strawberries? Like, seriously? It's just like this stuff boggles my mind. She is so stinking clueless. And she has no clue what her business is. She's just like, I make this on the stove, and Netflix said this was a good idea. So how do we take this from the stove to the mass market? Well, you hire competent people to do that if you don't know how to. You make a small batch of products initially, see how they sell. Then you scale. You go to a facility that can do small scale and large scale. Like, duh. Like, the level of dumb here is staggering.
And so for me at the moment with As Ever, it was great. We planned for a year, and then everything sells out in 45 minutes. Which, yes, amazing, great news.
But then what do you do then?
You plan for that. It's not hard. Like, this is business thing for toddlers. I feel like toddlers would do businesses better than Meghan Markle. Like, this is dumb. You as Meghan Markle. So again, massive difference between mom and pop operations and Meghan Markle and Tina Knowles. If you are Meghan, you start small just to see how things go. But you don't go to a facility that can only tell you, oh, I can only do this level of things for like, a couple hundred at a time for like ever. Dumb. You go to a place that could do a small batch and then a massive batch as needed. That you didn't think of that tells me you did not plan for a year. You did not plan anything. This entire thing looks so, this is business for blunders, like business blunders 101 or something. Like, I just do not understand how anybody is impressed with this woman. I don't understand it. It makes zero sense. And I am not a high-ranking business person. My business skills, I would say in some ways are minimal, but I know this. I know if you put this in front of any competent business person, if you walked into Shark Tank with this business, they would go, why didn't you think of sustainability and scalability? What was wrong with the recipe? How do you make the more of this recipe? How do you make it cheaper? How do you do this? How do you do that? She has no freaking clue. She's clueless. And Netflix just lets her do this. Like, oh my gosh, Netflix. Seriously, this is embarrassing. You should be humiliated by this business buffoon. I'm sorry. She's the buffoon in business. It's just, I have no words for this. I don't understand. Makes zero sense. But let's keep going.
Then what you do. And then you say, okay, we planned as best as we could.
Yeah.
You obviously did not. That's the thing. You obviously did not plan well. You didn't.
Are we going to replenish and sell out again in an hour? Or is that annoying as a customer?
Yeah.
It was annoying the first time, Meghan. It's annoying the second time. It's annoying all the time. So what you want to do is, again, plan. Yes, you can tease the audience by having a small release and getting everything to sell out in a short period of time. But if you have no follow-up, the people who are maybe somewhat interested initially are going to completely forget you exist by the second time. This is not how you run a business.
I'm looking at
It
it
is.
saying, just pause.
Yeah.
That happened. Let's wait until we are
Ready to
completely
go.
stable and we have everything we need.
I go through the same thing.
Okay. I don't know if Tina's just making Meghan feel better about herself. I don't know. But here's the thing. I think at some point we will get, so I don't know if Miss Tina is just trying to make her feel better, but I imagine at some point we'll get the truth. And the truth will be is Meghan either hired a bad company to make the product. Meghan either like things were a disaster behind the scenes and they were rushing to get it out to somewhat coincide with the launch of the podcast, the launch of the series with Love. Netflix was forcing her. There were she was a bear to work with. And so the company that she was supposed to work with dropped her or something. Like, we will at some point get the truth here, because the truth, I do not think, is what Meghan Markle is shilling. I don't think it's what Meghan Markle is shilling. And somewhere at some point things will come out, but I think we're getting a little bit of a, let's say, of a false narrative here. False narrative. There's more going on here.
Right? Where you're trying to just balance inventory, cost,
Yes.
at least our things are shelf stable.
Yes.
How are they shelf stable? Let me look up that term. I'm not familiar with that term. So it's a food type that can be safely stored at room temperature in a sealed container, but it will still go bad like everything else. And it's like, you should be better at this. Like, seriously, what are you doing?
You guys aren't making enough stuff and we're looking for it and we can't find it. So I don't think it's such a good thing all the time to sell out.
It is not. Again, you can tease, but you have to be able to back it up. Now, granted, there are some things that cannot be scaled well, and that's completely understandable. And, luxury goods, they're made on a small scale generally. But Meghan's stuff here can be scaled massively, and she has a massive competition field. This is not where she's offering something entirely new to the market. She's not. It's the same stinking thing that you can get in the grocery store for half the price, if not, and get more. I get more product. So there's nothing here that's really scalable, in my opinion, and or unique enough to really increase market demand. And that's part of the problem. So get into Meghan's scarcity, like, oh, scarcity model gone wrong.
Yeah, I think that scarcity mentality at the beginning might be a hook for people, not dissimilar to a sneaker drop. Right.
Yes, exactly.
But when you're talking about products,
Yes, that you need to be consistent with.
Yes, because you need to plan that. Apparently, Meghan, the great attention to detailer, doesn't know that.
Are foods that you want to provide to your family.
I don't want you to eat that jam once every 6 months.
Right.
I want that to be on your shelf all the time. You won't.
So I will have to say, though, I'm so sorry, Meghan, your jam sucked. It sucked. And it wasn't even jam. It was spread. You can't even tell us correctly what your product is, which is part of the problem. And I'm sorry, it sucked. I had all my family members at an Easter lunch try it. All of them chose King Charles's High Grove jam of blackberry currant and raspberry currant. They chose that over hers. It's not good. And yeah, it's not going to be on people's shelves. I don't want it on my shelf. It's unfortunately is on my shelf, but I don't want it. It's not good.
Trying to keep up with that demand, I think, is something that's really helpful for people to have that insight on no matter who you are. That part of the process as an entrepreneur is not easy. That numbers game. And
that's why you hire better people than apparently Meghan Markle to run a business. Again, she could hire people. She's not an average entrepreneur. She keeps trying to place herself in the average thing. I would totally understand if this is a problem of a small operation. She has millions of dollars. Netflix as an investor. What do you mean you don't know how to scale? That's crazy talk.
I used to, and it really does work. I have to get back.
Why'd you leave the coffin there? Oh my gosh. Now I'm leaving this breath in there for comedic and dramatic effect. But you edit out the cough. If somebody coughed on my live stream, I'd edit it out. Oh my gosh. It's just hard for me because there's so many great business people out there who deserve so much more attention than this. Keep wanting to say buffoon, but I think my mom would not be happy with me, but that's all I can think about.
This little girl has such bad allergies. And I said, hold on a minute. We have bees. Let me give you a jar of our honey.
Oh, you guys have bees too?
Oh, got to talk about the bees. The bees. Yeah. Yeah. She really cares about the bees. Meghan does.
We sure do.
Beyonce has bees too.
She does?
Yeah, she has a bee.
So they're not that close. Again, Meghan has never been to Beyonce's house. Just pointing that out.
Oh my gosh. I know she has a beehive. I didn't know she had bees.
No, real.
Just curious. I mean, I wonder if one day I'll be in business with Lily and we'll be building something.
Yeah, that's the best.
What about your son, Meghan? Why don't you want to build anything with your son? Why can't you say your children? So let me double check because I'm pretty sure Tina Knowles only has daughters. So it's awesome that she's able to build something with her children, Beyonce and Solange, but she also doesn't have a son. Again, I feel sorry for Archie because one day he'll come across these and listen to how much his mother cared about his sister and not him. That he was she treats him as if he is inconvenient or he's not as exciting or, he's not going to be smart and want to do a business idea or something. And her little giggly, it just sounds so fake. It's just poor child. That poor child. And poor Lily too. I mean, what if Lily grows up and let's just say things don't go well in a home of Sussex and Lily does not like her mother or doesn't really want to spend time with her. Maybe she doesn't want to start a business with you, Meghan. Maybe she doesn't care to start a business with you. Maybe she doesn't want to grow something with you. Maybe she doesn't particularly end up liking you. Maybe she realized you wanted to spend more time with your famous friends than her. Just saying. And maybe she doesn't want these ridiculous expectations you have placed on her. Let her grow up. Let her decide rather than going, can't wait until Lily and I can start a business together. What about your children? Why don't you want both of your children to work with you? So Archie it's actually incredibly sexist of Meghan to only prefer her daughter, really. She's sexist. And I guess she thinks that Archie's just going to inherit Harry's stuff. But what about their personalities and stuff? And what if they don't care to inherit either one of the things you two are doing? Maybe they don't want to. Why can't they live their own lives? You left the royal family in part so they could do that. But now they're trapped within your expectations. They don't have the monarchy's expectations or the British people's. They have now your expectations. And so are they freer or more trapped than ever before? And again, maybe the kids decide that hanging out with mom is not that fun. Just saying it's a possibility.
What do you have? What advice do you have for people really digging into business together in that way, especially as mother and daughter?
I think that's a risky endeavor, to be quite honest. That's great. But I mean, I feel like in some ways that's a little unusual. And maybe like be cautious. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Your self-esteem.
Yes.
Those relationships and how we support each other taps into that as well, where you go, someone believes in me.
Right.
Why just believe in yourself? Sometimes that's all it takes. My parents thought I was crazy when I started this channel, but I believed in it and I made it successful. Sometimes it's not like, oh, just getting people to believe in me. No. Sometimes just believe in yourself, and then people will come to believe in you too when you prove something. Again, this is very much like pseudo hogwash, in my opinion, or hogwash, I should say.
I think as you look towards some of the biggest wins that you.
Okay, the breathing is driving me crazy here. The breathing is driving me crazy. There is a way to take these out. I take little bits of like my throat noise makes out. I take those out. I find it very obnoxious and very actually unimpressive from a standpoint. I don't want to listen to her cough. I don't want to listen to the heavy breathing. You can take those out of the podcast. And yeah, we all know we breathe. And so you're not hiding it, but my gosh, it looks like the production value on this is minimal at best. Minimal at best, guys. I do spend a lot. Most of my editing, guys, includes taking breathy noises out. I don't always succeed. And when I hear a video where I haven't done as much of that as I want to, I get very annoyed with myself. I find it very annoying. It's like immediately grates on me. Man, that was like 2 minutes or so of ads at least. And you have like 5 minutes until you get to the meat of the episode. Another 2 minutes. It's just like these episodes to me are so short.
You're building every day. You're creating, you don't need to call it a brand. It's not a brand,
Right.
but your family and what you're creating and working on every single day.
And you don't get a do-over.
Well, Meghan is attempting to do a do-over. Meghan's done multiple do-overs at this point. I mean, she's still on her like 5th identity publicly since leaving the royal family. She's not good at this. She's not good at this.
Because you can file bankruptcy with your business and go start a new business. You cannot go start a new kid.
That's so true.
Okay, that's weird.
It really happens for me. And I'm not saying it has to be religious faith. That's what it is for me. But you have to have faith in something.
Something greater than yourself, or faith in yourself.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, so we're just getting sacrilegious there. So we're replacing God with faith in ourselves. Yeah, I mean, that's very much where Western civilization is sadly going. But yeah, I mean, Meghan Markle's God is herself. Let's be honest.
I used to have a quote up in my trailer years ago that said, "My faith is greater than my fear."
Yes.
Faith in what? My faith in myself? Or your faith in yourself hasn't led you down a very good path, has it, Meghan? It's kind of made your life a train wreck. People watch you not to watch you succeed, but like they're watching the accident on the side of the road.
That's in my book too. I say
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah.
To
Because it's
So Meghan has not read the book. So one of the things I like when I've interviewed people, it's been a long time and I really need to get back to interviewing people because there's so many people I want to chat with. But like if you're reading somebody's book, you need to read the book. You need to read the book. Meghan has not read the book, showing she doesn't really care about Tina Knowles. She doesn't. She didn't take some time out of her day. Like you can even listen to an audiobook of it. You can read a book, but Meghan's not big on that, I don't think.
I don't want to be bitter. I don't want any parts of it. I choose to look at the good things in my life and not harp on the bad ones. And so I've been through a bunch of stuff in my life, really hard stuff. But what I will never be is bitter. I'll let it go.
I mean, that is easier said than done for a
Yeah.
lot of people. But
Yeah, because Meghan is bitter and holding on to her grudges. Meghan lives in bitterness.
I think that is what you said earlier. Just, you don't want wasted time.
Mm-mm.
This
Meghan's wasted a lot of time, wasted a lot of her husband's time with his family. wasted a lot of her own time with her father as well, because again, she's kind of a selfish person.
Time is precious. And I imagine, you were saying if last July having this breast cancer.
Please stop with the noisy breathing. For Pete's sake, it's easy to edit out. It takes time. How do they not edit this?
Scare and you're healthy and good now.
Yes.
Created and hosted by Meghan. Our producers are Catherine Barnes and Oha Lopez. Kristen Lepore is our senior supervising producer. Executive producers are Stephanie Littles-Wax, Jessica Cordova-Kramer, and Meghan.
Okay, I just wanted to listen to a little bit of the credits there. That was sort of interesting. Again, the mixing I think is poorly done here, to be honest. I just find it a little bit insane how many of the breathy pauses and the breathiness were left in. I find that as a listener very grating. So yeah, that was Meghan with Tina. All right, guys, since we're done with the podcast, Meghan did decide to give an interview, like a handful of quotes to Marie Claire. The author is royal follower on Instagram. So like, this is a horrible picture. I think this is a god awful picture. This is a terrible, terrible shot of Meghan. And so they made a big deal. Oh, Meghan released a special picture just for Marie Claire. That for Confessions of a Female Founder, she does not have a video. All she can release is one crappy outtake picture. Is just really lame. And so speaking exclusively to Marie Claire, Meghan says, wrapping Confessions of a Female Founder with Tina Knowles felt like the perfect end to a very special podcast. No, it sucked. As I grow my own business as ever, I spoke to women who had turned their own entrepreneurial dreams into reality, which you have not. Ms. Tina's conversation fulfills the promise of the podcast, offering exemplary advice and sharing insights about being a working mom, building something special, and remaining true to herself throughout every twist and turn. She continues, this episode proves to be a powerful toolkit of truths that I will apply to my own life as I too grow my business, care for my family, and look forward to new adventures. She's saying nothing. This continual thing of saying literally nothing is very obnoxious. It's very obnoxious. Like, you keep saying the thing, but you're not doing the thing. You haven't grown your business. You are literally taking a step to reevaluate it as if you don't even know what the business is. You can't even determine what your products will be in the future. You keep calling your product that is spread, you keep calling it jam. So just look through the whole article, guys, again. And literally, this is all Meghan gave to Marie Claire. A whole lot of nothing. Just like the brand. Meghan is a whole lot of nothing, as ever is a whole lot of nothing. It was crummy products, terrible launch, terrible brand strategy, and a founder who has no clue what she wants to achieve. I mean, she just wants money. I mean, we know her achievement is making money, but she has no clue how to get there. She's not hiring the competent people to do it. And as a result, I think As Ever is dead. I think she'll come out with something new in next year, maybe, or something. She keeps talking about it as if it's alive when it's pretty much actually dead. And maybe she's reformatting, trying to find a new name, new business. None of this is working. But the fault here is Meghan. As a business person, she's really crummy. She's just not good at managing the complexities of a business. And she's not hiring the competent people and letting the competent people do the work that she can't do. Sometimes the mark of a true business person is handing off things to people who are more competent than you in particular areas. Meghan Markle, I think, hires really competent people, refuses to listen to them, does her own thing, and it always ends in disaster. This has been a proven formula for Meghan, but I guess Netflix is finding out the hard way that it's not always good to be in business with Meghan Markle. So guys, let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of this disastrous train wreck. And if you are a businesswoman out there, bravo to you. How embarrassing is Meghan? Like, seriously, how embarrassing is it that she once again claims this sort of title? Kind of like she claims a royal title. It's just embarrassing. It's so bad. But guys, I would love to get your thoughts too, though. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Bye.